guys, happy Tuesday. It's 12 o'clock Central. I'm Trisha Turner. This is Walk Away Wealthy. The series used to be Anything But Average. We renamed it. It's Walk Away Wealthy. Why Walk Away Wealthy? Because we believe that we can give you knowledge and wisdom to help you grow your business, change your life, improve your life, and be all that you can be. So every week we come to you live on Tuesdays at 12 o'clock to bring you somebody who can either help you grow your business or change your life or make you think differently. This week, we definitely want you to think differently because we've titled this one Differentiate or Die, because this guy that I'm about to talk to is doing that very thing, and he's doing it really well, so well that he's even gotten a special spot on a certain TV show that's coming out with a really cool guy. So I want to introduce you guys to Morad Fiki. He is also a top producing real estate agent and is just killing it here in the Houston area. So hi, Morad.
Hi, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you so
Love this. You guys, he has tons of energy. So we're a really good match for each other. And as soon as I met him, I was like, holy crap, we got to do more things together. So for people that don't know you and haven't met you yet, give a little bit of backstory, like where you are, like what's your market, how long you've been doing real estate, and what company you're with.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been in real estate about 10 years now. Be my 10th year anniversary in February. I started doing real estate when I was honorably discharged from the U.S. Navy. And, you know, I always had a passion for real estate, building wealth, and learning the most known and proven wealth generator in the world during the last, 5,000 years, which has been real estate. And so when I was honorably discharged, you know, it's kind of hard to come off active duty military service and go into corporate America. A lot of people are they interview you, but they're like, all right, you were flying airplanes or you were, in the infantry or you were shooting. It doesn't really apply to the corporate world. And although some companies will take a chance on someone and say, okay, we'll train them for the next 6 to 8 months, a lot of companies are like, well, thank you for your service. We really appreciate it. And, I'm sure the next company will hire you because we just don't have a role for you. So after I applied for a few jobs, I was like, I'm going in real estate, all in, fully diving in. I'm going to fully take action. I have my real estate license. And it was funny because my wife, at the time, she was my fiance. She watched this show called $1 Million Listing on Broadway.
Yeah.
And she was like, have you seen $1 Million Listing? And I was like, what? I had never heard of it. And she's like, you got to watch this show, $1 Million Listing New York on Bravo. She's like, you could totally do that, And I was like, let me check it out. So I would watch it. And I see these guys, living these lavish lifestyles, selling the hottest real estate, making commissions. They make it look so easy, by the way.
Yeah.
And I told her, I got my real estate license. She's like, what? Like, really? I was like, yeah, I got it when I was in college. I just never practiced because I went straight into the Navy. I was like, I just got to activate the license. She was like, oh my gosh, dude, you're going to do real estate. That's kind of how I jumped in, and they make it look so easy. I remember when I activated my license and my phone wasn't ringing. I was like,
well, yeah,
I don't have any clients. Why is my phone not ringing? There's no one's calling me to do business. So I learned very fast, this is a business. Mm-hmm. And you got to get out there, you got to get known. You got to get known and you got to build a brand. And that's why 9 out of 10 real estate agents don't make it. Mm-hmm. Because when they go 6 months without a check, they're like, all right, I quit. I'm going to go find a job. Mm-hmm. Because this is just, this isn't working. There's no money in this, but they don't realize this is a business. You got to build a business. And so I learned that very, very quickly. And I started figuring out what can I do? What do I need to do to get known?
All right. So first, I want to back up to the Navy. So, because that's like super cool. Because and you got your real estate license in college too. Like most people don't do that. So I actually want to start there. Like, why did you do that? Like most people go to college and they do their basics and they do whatever they're gonna get a degree in. Why did you get your real estate license?
I've always been interested in business, right? And so it was crazy because when I was in high school, I loved science. Like I loved science, I loved biology, chemistry. I wanted to go to med school for a while. But then I went to the Marines. I was enlisted, so I was in the Marines and I was in the Navy. I was enlisted in the Marines. I had a
Okay.
break in service, and then I went and became an officer in the Navy. And when I was enlisted in the Marines, I did my associate's degree, like did all the basics. And then when I was going to do my undergrad degree, when I came back to Houston, I was discharged from the Marines honorably. And I was like, what do I want to major in? I don't even know. And I was like, I don't want to do a major in biology because it's worth nothing unless you go to med school, kind of like doing a degree in criminal justice. Unless you go to law school,
Yeah.
don't do a degree in criminal justice. Now do whatever you want. I'm just saying. I was thinking about, and then I wanted to be in business. So all of a sudden I changed my major to business. I was like,
Okay.
I'm going to study business. I'm going to study marketing. I'm going to study accounting. And then when I started studying business and all those professors don't really know business, they know how to, teach you the textbook
Yeah.
about accounting principles. But if you ask them, were you successful in business? None of them are entrepreneurs.
No.
And so I read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Me too.
And it was probably my first introduction into business and success principles and wealth principles. Then I started reading Robert Kiyosaki's books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Then I started reading Donald Trump's books. This is way before he ran for office.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to learn, how is real estate been such a vehicle for wealth, success, and business? And I started being fascinated. And then I said, I need to get my real estate license because they're going to teach me how to be successful in business.
Yeah.
Which was not the case. In fact, you don't even learn real estate in real estate school. Like to get your license, you just learn the basics on representation and etc. So I did my license. I mean, I was hungry for knowledge, and I was hungry to learn how to become successful and to become wealthy and to build a business. And nobody could teach me this.
No.
Not the professors in undergrad. I just saw that it was probably the section in Barnes and Nobles where it was about health, wealth, success, and business,
Yeah.
where I could learn and absorb. I started going to seminars, and I would go to $3,000 seminar.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even have $3,000, by the way. I would put on a credit card and be like, I'll figure it out. Because I wanted to learn, like teach me real estate, teach me success.
Yes. Yep.
And that's how I got my license. But that's not why I got my license, but that's how I got my license.
And then you were in the Navy for how long?
I was on active duty 3.5 years, and then I was in the reserves another 3 years after that.
That's awesome, though.
And so, yeah, no, it was great. Upon graduating from U of H, I felt the calling to serve again. And so I ended up accepting an officer commissioning with the Navy. I wanted to fly jets, and I wanted to serve our country. And so, I was never the corporate America guy. I didn't feel like I wanted some corporate job sitting in a cubicle somewhere crunching numbers, especially with a degree in accounting. So I finished accounting undergrad. I hated accounting.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Yeah, but it taught me the basics. You've got to know accounting to a certain aspect if you're going to be in business. You're going to have your own accountants and such, but you need to know just the basics. So that was great. But I didn't want to do accounting. So I went to the Navy, and next thing I know, I was at officer candidate school getting screamed at by the Marine Corps drill instructors.
What'd you think about that?
But it was great. Oh, man. I love it. You know, joining the military was probably the greatest decision I ever made in my life at the time because I needed some direction
Yeah.
and discipline. And in business, you need discipline
Oh, yeah.
and you need a ton of fortitude and perseverance.
Yep.
You've got to be able to keep going when you don't see the results, when you don't see the success. You've got to keep going and keep pushing forward. And it's very hard for a lot of people. That's why 9 out of 10 realtors quit.
They quit or they give up because, or fail, I should say, because I believe, like when you talk about self discipline, that's one of our core values. Like, no one's telling you have to get up every day and be at an office at a certain time or be on the phone at 8 o'clock. Or no one's telling you those things in real estate. But if you want to be successful, you're going to do them. And it's just driven into you. It's a mindset. Period. And it's not for everyone.
No, it's not for anyone. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
And it's such a wild roller coaster ride because I'm sure you've been there, but there's months you might have a great month and you're closing all these deals.
Oh yeah.
Next month you've got nothing in the pipeline. And that sucks.
It does.
It's like, oh crap, you got to put your head down, get back to the work, get back to grinding and figure it out. And that's business, that's life. It's not a steady paycheck every 2 weeks like some corporate job. The income is not capped.
No.
An unlimited potential, but that also means there's a floor, there's a, zero. You go to zero.
Yes. Like that.
Yeah, like that. The market shifts, interest rates double overnight. And what happens? 40% of buyers exit the market. Now, you got to adjust.
You totally do.
Yeah.
So when you went through the military and being in it for that long, do you think that has helped you with some of this self-discipline that's made you, here you are 10 years later in real estate?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Military, in the Marines, we learned hey, we might die, but we ain't going to quit. We're going to die trying.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do. We are going to charge that hill and we might die, but we ain't going to quit and we ain't going to surrender.
Yep.
And that's ingrained in you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the number one objective in the Marines is mission accomplishment. Number two objective is troop welfare. Troop welfare is below mission accomplishment. We're going to accomplish the mission or we're going to die trying. And so that attitude has helped me so much in business.
I bet.
On the rough days when it looks like, man, we're going into a tough season. We got to keep going.
Yeah.
I've invested way too much to quit right now.
Oh, for sure. You're only getting started. What are you talking about?
And so, it takes a lot. It takes discipline, fortitude, and faith.
Mm-hmm.
Faith in yourself. You got to believe in yourself.
Yep.
I'm going to push through. It's going to be tough. And I'm going to figure it out no matter what.
So when you first got started in real estate, what company did you start with? And, again, the failure rate in real estate is anywhere between 87 and 91%. What got you through those first couple of years so you didn't fall into that statistic?
Well, number one, I got a family to feed. So that's been my biggest rock, my biggest, my biggest motivator in that I ain't going to quit. Quitting is not an option for me.
Mm.
And then there's the other agents who are very successful. So how do I figure it out and become successful like them? That was the biggest thing. And when I first got into business, I went to a few different companies, few different brokerages. I learned that really, honestly, it doesn't matter what brokerage you're with because it's me.
Yep.
Who's going to determine my success or my failure. And then a ton of brokers promise you the sun, the stars, and the moon, but no one's going to just hand you business.
No.
And I see it right now with agents who go left and right and constantly changing brokerages. They're looking for where is the grass greener. Really, it's here within. It's within. You are responsible for your success or your failure.
Yep.
You are going to be the one who achieves greatness or lack thereof. It's up to you.
Yeah.
And don't be making excuses and putting blame on someone else. It's up to you whether or not you're going to be successful or you're just going to quit.
I love that. I love your energy. Okay, so think back like 10 years ago when you were in real estate and getting started. Like, what were some of the activities that you were like, I'm getting up? Did you live by a schedule? Because I'm a firm believer in that. So, did you live by a schedule back then? And if so, like, what would your typical day look like as a new agent?
It took me a little while to figure it out. So, my first year in real estate, I think I sold 2 houses the
Oh
whole
my
year.
gosh.
And so, I think we made like $15,000 the whole year. Right?
Holy crap.
And so, no, I learned very quickly that, dude, no one's going to hand me
That's not sustainable. You can't do that.
No one is going to hand me anything.
No.
And I've got to get out there and get known and solicit my own business. I got to tell people what I do for a living and that I'm great and why they should hire or refer me. You know, the best known product will always beat the best product. We've seen this time and again.
Yep.
We saw Microsoft beat a superior company, Apple. Microsoft beat Apple for 20 plus years because everybody knew Microsoft and Bill Gates and their software.
Oh, yeah.
No one really knew Apple and how great Apple was. It didn't matter.
Nope.
And so Microsoft kicked Apple's butt for over 2 decades. The best known product will always beat the best product. And it doesn't matter if you're the best product if no one knows it. So I learned I got to get known. I got to build a brand. I need people calling on me when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
That's how you build a business. And the question was, how do I do it?
So did you do that in your second year? That was like your awakening?
Yeah, I started learning that I need to get out there. I need to network. I need to figure out ways to advance my notoriety to where people know who I am, know, like, and trust me. And I learned very quickly which places should I go network and which places should I not go network. You know, when you first become a realtor, you get invited to all these events, happy hours by title companies, mortgage companies. All the new realtors go, they drink for free, they eat for free. I was guilty of it. But you know what? There's no business over there.
No.
They're trying to get your business, but you have no leads at these events.
No.
Yeah, and I learned that top producers like you
don't go to them.
Aren't at none of these
events. We call them the lunch bunch, just so you know. Don't ever be part of a lunch bunch. That's not a compliment.
No. And I learned, like, dude, I want to be doing so well that I could pay for my own steak dinner. I could pay for my own drinks if I want to have a bunch of drinks.
Yep.
I don't need to go drink for free and waste valuable time where there's no business.
In the middle of the day when you could be calling on people.
Yeah, I started following social media influencers like Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, Russell Brunson. I wanted to learn from the top marketers and social media influencers. How did they amass this massive social media following?
Yeah.
And ways that I can reach thousands upon thousands of people through one social media post. I thought this was very effective, very time effective, and very cost effective. And I wanted to learn, how can I do that and apply that to my real estate business? And so that's what I started, just being laser focused about social media marketing and influencing.
And then if you think back, like even if that was like 8 or 9 years ago, Facebook wasn't like all the rave that it is now, nor was Instagram. TikTok wasn't even around. So it's like you were ahead of a lot of people, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Grant Cardone's a big mentor of mine. He just pounded me over the head with the concept of getting known.
It's true.
Known.
Because you know what he said,
He even talks about when
they won't show you, right?
Yeah, he even talks about when YouTube first came out, or when someone had came and talked to him about, getting on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he literally threw that guy out of his office. He was like, I am not talking about this. I need to get known. I need to be on TV, on radio, on billboard. And they were like, you should look at YouTube. And he was like, get the hell out of here, dude. But then he said, why am I being, the one thing I love about Grant, he's very open-minded. And he said, why am I being so close-minded about this? Let me do some research. Started looking it up, looking up YouTube. What is this? And he said on his first video, he did a video, posted it. He got 6 views and he was over the moon. He was like, wow, 6 people saw my video that didn't know me.
Yeah.
That's when he really started buckling down and said, and now, millions of views later with a booming YouTube channel, one thing that resonated with me is I don't need to be on one social media platform. I need to be on all of them.
Yep.
Because different strokes for different folks.
Mm-hmm.
Every social media platform has a different audience.
Yeah.
There's people on Facebook that aren't on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
There's people on LinkedIn that aren't on Facebook.
Yep.
So how do I reach everybody? And that's being everywhere at all times, what I like to call omnipresence.
Yes.
And I learned that, with omnipresence, being everywhere at all times, I want to be where people open their feed and bam, I'm right there in your face.
Yes.
And that's how I can get known and build an audience and build a brand and build a following that will support me in anything that I do, even beyond real estate.
Yep. So then fast forward, like here you are in your 10th year. Are you doing things differently once you got like the hang of, because that's a job to learn how to do all that, when to post, what to say, how to edit it, graphics, all that. That's a full-time production. And figuring that out, especially if you don't have money or a budget for it, you got to factor that in with your time. So how did you do that? And then how have you scaled it to where you are now? Because you clearly are all over all of the channels. Look at your following.
Thanks. So, again, when you listen to Gary Vee and Grant Cardone talk about, and Gary Vee, that's Gary Vaynerchuk, if you haven't heard of him, he's got a huge following on social media. You listen to them talk about building a following through social media, and both of them concur in that when they first started, it was them. It was them posting and posting and posting. They both have huge teams right now that do a lot of posting, but that's right now. Gary Vee says, dude, I did not hire a team until I was already beyond 1 million followers. He was already posting and posting. He said, and he posts 12 to 18 pieces of content per day per channel. He said, that was me. I was doing all that.
That's a lot.
So somebody would say, ooh, that's a lot. If you want massive results, you got to take massive action.
You do.
People say that's a lot. It sounds like an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no shit.
Yes.
You have to take action, take massive action.
Yep.
To get massive results. And so you can make 3,000 phone calls a day, or you can post on social media on multi-platforms, build an audience. What I love about social media is people get to know me. Social media condenses the time frame. How long would it take for you to get to know someone on an intimate, personal level where you know their kids, you know what's going on in their life, you know their kids are going to graduating, you know that they have, I have 4 kids, you know that about me. That takes years to get to know somebody on a personal level. In social media, in 60 to 90 days, you feel like you know someone.
Yeah.
I've seen people at Whole Foods who've been like, oh, Morad Fiki, what's up, dude? Like, and I never met them in my life. They feel like they know me on a personal level. That's what social media does. It condenses the time frame. And I love that because it allows me to accelerate and make a very highly effective use of my time in a short frame. Does it take a lot of work? Absolutely. But I'm committed to results, and I'm committed to my family, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get known and build a brand.
I love that. Okay. So then if you think back, like when you're, especially like all the real estate agent books and all the top producing books and coaching and all that stuff, they all will tell you, you got to find your like 3 pillars of success, at least 3, go deep in all of them. And usually one of them is making calls. Now here you've said, no, making calls. I'm not going to sit and make 3,000 calls. Is it true that you really have not built your business by making calls, but yours is built primarily on social media? Is that the truth?
Look, I've made calls.
Okay.
I won't tell somebody don't make calls. I've made calls. I've done cold calling. I've done warm calling. I have leads that I need to call.
Okay.
So saying that I never make any calls is not true. And I'm not saying anybody don't make calls. Making calls is great. What I will say though, don't miss the massive opportunity of I post a video and boom, I hit thousands of people. I have almost 200,000 followers on Instagram.
Crazy.
I would love to connect with you. To
Yes.
all your audience, I would love to connect with you on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on TikTok. I'm on
TikTok. I've seen you.
Whatever's your favorite platform, maybe YouTube.
Yeah.
Platform, let's connect there because I'm there. But what I'm saying is, I did one video. I was making phone calls one morning. I was not getting any traction. I was calling and calling, not getting anyone on the phone. I was like, this sucks, man.
It does, yes.
And then I said, let me take a break. Let me change the energy here because I
want
a good vibe. I said, let me change the energy. I got on my phone. I got on Instagram. I did a video. I was like talking about how, health, wealth, success is what I love talking about, motivation. Boom, I did a video. And it goes out to all my following on Instagram. Somebody DMs me and says, hey, Morad, love your post. I got a house I need you to sell. Call me. This is my number. It was a condo in Galveston.
Nice.
I called her. We listed it that weekend, sold it. We found a buyer that weekend. Through one social media post, I hit everybody. I had no idea. I probably wouldn't have called her. I had no idea she needed to sell. She reached out to me, watch my content, and boom. That is what I call an effective use of time. And
hey, but I'm going to stop you right there. But you guys, did y'all hear what he said? He did a video.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all.
Video. Don't miss the opportunity of getting people to know, like, and trust you through your video, through your content. Yes. A lot of people hide behind photos or just post. They don't want to get on video, and they're so scared to get on video. Get over it, man.
Yes.
It ain't going to be perfect. Put some videos out there. Shit.
So did you start doing videos right away, even 9-10 years ago?
No, it did take time. It did take time. Until you get over the fact that nothing is going to be perfect. Perfection is the enemy of execution.
Yes.
So until, if a lot of people don't do videos because they're like, I'm going to wait till I get better.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till it's right, till it looks good. It's never going to be perfect. Do your videos, keep perfecting yourself, keep getting better. The more reps you get in, the better you're going to get over time. My videos now are way better than my videos 3 years ago. But you're never going to get better if you don't just do it. If you don't just put out content and work on it and perfect it and get better, it's never going to be perfect.
So when you're doing your content and your videos, are you shooting one piece of content and then putting it on all platforms, or are you doing separate pieces? How are you doing it?
So, yeah, that's a great question. You do need to tailor your content to the platform. So, for example, YouTube is a long form content platform, but the best results are on YouTube is when you're very focused and you have a plan, a strategy on exactly what is your content going to be, what are you going to shoot, what, when, how, so you don't want to just do one thing and post it everywhere. Not saying you can't do that, but for example, TikTok is a short form content platform, meaning 60 seconds or less, really 90 seconds or less. Now they are experimenting with some longer form content ideas, but it's mainly been known for short form content. So, you just have to know what platform are you posting on, and then what is the viewership, who is the audience on this platform. You got to kind of tailor it to that. So you got to put some work into it. It's not just post and whatever. And then another big key is engagement. You don't want to post it, set it, and forget it. And this is another reason why it's not a good idea to just hire someone, like say, okay, I hired them, let them do it. They're going to post for me. And then, tomorrow we'll do another post. If you're not engaging the audience, the algorithm is going to suppress you. The algorithm will know that you're just posting and you're not really engaging.
Yeah.
Social media is social media. You've got to engage your audience and build a community.
Yes.
And when you come on there, when you engage the audience, when you talk to them, when you champion them, when they know you're active, that's how you build relationships.
So do you find that any one platform, and for you, I know everybody's business is different, but do you find that any one is better for you or generates more business for you than the other?
I would say they're all pretty good because they all have different audiences, different styles, different strategic methods, and different people are different strokes for different folks. I know people that are not on Facebook because of what Facebook is, but they're on LinkedIn.
True.
So you just kind of have to stay on top of it, but you got to budget time every day to go through them and look. Twitter has been hot lately.
Which is weird.
Twitter's been on fire lately. And I had a guy that called me off Twitter because he saw my content and he had an agent who wasn't selling his property. He wanted me to look at it. So I didn't even solicit him. He came after me.
Nice.
He said, I like your stuff. That was on Twitter. So really, I dibble and dabble in all of them.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have a favorite, but I'm kind of seeing, and then they're always changing. They're always changing their algorithm. They're always changing. Like I said, Twitter for a while was lame.
Yes.
Not only because they were like suppressing people's content, but also it was hard to gain followers on Twitter, even though you were posting and tweeting and doing stuff. Now it seems like the more you tweet, the more followers you gain. So like I've been pretty active on Twitter.
So like I know people are listening to this and thinking, I don't have time to do this. Walk through like how many hours are you spending a day posting? Are you posting on each platform every day? And is it multiple times on each day? Kind of break that down a little bit if you could.
Yeah, you've got to, and it's the same thing like with Twitter, you can do a tweet, like a text. Boom, you could just say something that's on your mind, and I can do a video, and like, boom, I can do a video and say what's on my mind.
Yeah.
And so you've got to budget time every day. I budget time to work on these platforms every day. And I budget time to look and comment and discuss and like, comment, share, and talk with people and build audiences. And so it does take time, but you will make time for what is important and what you know will produce results. Like anything, though, you've got to be consistent. You've got to work on it daily. If you try it here and there, oh, it didn't work for me, I quit. That's not realistic. Anything that you're going to do that's going to be successful takes time, dedication, energy, and money.
Oh, yeah.
Advertising platforms. So you advertise with them, it'll go a long way.
So how many hours do you think you're spending a day on social media? Sorry. I'm calling y'all. Sorry.
I would say in between 1 to 2 hours a day, sometimes more. Yeah, it really depends. But I do spend time on social media. And again, I'm not looking to go on there and gossip and be a part of the gossip show.
No.
I'm looking to go on there and build relationships, put content out. I am looking to entertain, educate, and build relationships. So people want to be entertained.
Yeah.
They want to be educated, and they want to build community. People want to go on social media because they're bored and they want to again, engage. So if they're posting on your stuff, thank them, comment back, build a relationship. And people like to be entertained and educated. Don't be the realtor who goes on social media like, hi, I'm Joe Smith with Keller Williams. If you want to buy or sell a house, call me. This is my number, 723. No one cares.
No.
It's horrible.
It is.
People know who you are. Who are you as a person? What do you do for a living? What do you like to do for a hobby?
Yes.
What interests you? Because guess what? What interests you interests other people. whatever that is, fishing, hunting, poker. You talk about what interests you. You show people when you're doing it, and people are like, "Oh, I love playing golf. Let me see that swing. Oh, let me see."
Or let me see your shoes, you know?
Yeah, let me see what you're wearing with it. Now, some people don't care about it, but you are looking, and guess what? When you find people who like what you like, now you're building a bridge because people already have some common ground with you. It's very easy to build a bridge and build some commonalities by finding like-minded people who like what you like.
So when you have, now you guys, he's got 200,000 plus followers, right? On Instagram?
Oh yeah, on Instagram,
Yeah.
and that's probably the biggest one, getting close to 200,000. And then, we just broke 20,000 on TikTok.
Which is insane.
I'm having fun on TikTok.
Okay, no, first go to Instagram. Like, to get to 200,000 followers is a freaking chore. Please let us know how you did that.
Just constantly posting content, being different, advertising with them. They're all platforms. You got to spend money. You got to pay the piper.
You do.
Facebook, I get hundreds of thousands of views on my videos on Facebook, but I spend money with them too.
So are you boosting stuff, or are you running ads?
Boosting is the lame way of advertising. That's I prefer to go into the advertising platform, and I can select exactly who I want to see my content.
Yep.
And so yeah, I run ads. I spend money with them. I'm active on the platforms. Again, I can't stress that enough. If you're not active, the algorithm will suppress you because they'll think you're either a bot or one of these automated posting platforms. 10 years ago, that was a good strategy. Now the bots are getting shut down. Elon Musk just said, I got a surprise for the bots. They're wiping out all the bots on Twitter, which is why a lot of people are seeing their following shrink a little bit.
Yeah.
Now you're getting a more highly engaged following, which is what we want.
Real.
It's real. Exactly.
Yeah. So you guys, when he's saying engage, like it's so funny. I was just in a 2-day mastermind, and that subject, of course, always comes up: social media and what should you be doing and not doing. And it's like, sometimes even if you don't post anything at all for that day, it won't matter as long as you're engaging with other people's posts. You're commenting, you're having conversations going. That matters sometimes more than even posting. What's your thoughts about that?
I say both.
I do too.
You should be posting every day.
Me too.
Find something to put, like, come on.
Right. It's not that hard.
Find something about something to talk about. Go on video, break the ice. That's how you build a following. Talk about what you're doing today. What is your day like? What are you looking forward to? You can't tell me you don't have anything to talk about at all.
It's sad.
So yeah, talk about something, post something, and engage. You've got to show the algorithm that you're active. That's why it's social media. You got to be social. You're not going to go to a party, stand in the corner and face the corner while everyone's at the party mingling, and you're going to have these blinders on. You're going to go sit in the corner and you're going to stick your head in the sand. People are going to be like, dude, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
It's so weird, right? If you're going to do that, don't go.
Right.
So you got to get social, and social media, you can do it from your couch or from your phone, but you're reaching an audience. Never before in history has this been possible.
And it's free until you spend money on it,
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to spend some money.
Yes.
But the great thing about social media, so I've advertised with print. I've put ads in luxury magazines, which are very expensive.
Yep.
$6,000 a month for one page.
Yep.
Did somebody even see my ad?
Probably not.
Here's the thing. They can't even tell you. They'll say, you know what? Okay, we print 150,000 copies. We expect every copy to be seen by 4 different people. So we have a reach of 600,000. Those are just, numbers coming from the air.
Yeah.
You don't know that for a fact.
No.
Facebook can tell me exactly who saw my ad, how many times, what is my reach,
everything.
How many impressions, and who saw this ad, and they can retarget the next video. I can say, I want everyone that saw this one to see this one.
Yeah.
And they can do that with absolute certainty because we have the algorithm. That's powerful. You know what? For pennies on the dollar, they can do
Huge.
pennies. For pennies, we
Yes.
can do this. For $3 to $5 a day,
Yeah.
we can do this.
Easy. Now you guys should
Why
check
wouldn't
this
I do
out.
it? So
Yeah.
why should I put a full page ad in a luxury magazine and they don't know who the hell saw my ad? It's just wasting money. Now, you know what? That's good when I'm building a brand and I got some deep pockets.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, like, I'm going to slam and I'm going to be everywhere at all times. And over time, you win.
Yes.
But you better be deep. You better have some deep pockets, get ready to spend, and get ready to do it for a long time before you see any results.
Yeah. Consistently.
Yeah. With social media, I can get people to see my ad. I can build relationships. I can build an audience for a fraction of the cost.
Oh, yeah. And Morad, I want to talk about too, like you guys, so he's been in this for 10 years. Clearly he's doing a lot right. Because I mean, and if you pay attention to him in his social media, he lives a great life and he's got a loving family and they love him and he loves them and they're number one. But that takes work to be able to do and live like he does. And he's in a market where he's surrounded by what we call old school agents. Let's talk about that a little bit, Morad. How are you pushing them, and does it matter to you if you stand out and maybe the naysayers don't agree with your method of doing real estate?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'm here in Memorial, and these agents been around like 40 years, like literally. Like they have their roots so deeply ingrained in the community. They're so widely known. They've been in real estate before I was born. Yes. And so it's hard when I'm going up against them because I'm the new kid on the block. You know, people are like, why do I want Morad Fiki? I had so-and-so.
Oh, yeah.
Here for 40 years. And that's my unique value proposition, is that they don't do social media like I do it. And I tell them, look, anybody's going to come in here and say, I'll put on Facebook. Everyone has a Facebook account. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hyper local targeted marketing strategies where I can tell Facebook, I want this exact avatar in this area looking for these kinds of homes. I want you to show them my ad 2 to 3 times per day until I tell you to stop. I'm going to hammer them with my ads. They're going to see me so much. They're going to be like, gosh, who is this guy?
Yes.
You have to be very highly versed in these multi-level strategies, advanced marketing strategies in this digital era. The old school agent is not.
Nope.
And they don't care because they're so set in their ways and it's been successful for them for the last 40 years. But in today's digital era, you need someone who's new and highly versed in these strategies to take it to that level. Now, what they do, they put it on HER.com. I'm going to do the same thing. You know, anyone can do that. But you need someone who can use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and target people and flood the market, not only on HER.com, but also through social media and through all the digital avenues. And you need someone who knows that.
Yep.
And that's what I tell them when I go up against them. And that's the value that I add. And none of them have the following that I have online.
No. And, you know, as we move forward, and it's so funny. So as everyone's making their predictions for 2023 and moving forward, what does the real estate market look like? They say that 80% of real estate transactions, all real estate transactions, will be done by agents that use video. And those that do not use video will become irrelevant in the marketplace. So when you talk about your competitors that are 40 years deep there, that's probably them that will be irrelevant because you're all over that place in video. It's like nonstop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I love it because I'm flooding the airwaves.
Yep.
I'm going to flood the airwaves with my content. I will get known. Nobody will stop me from getting known.
No. And even on days when you don't feel like it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter how I feel. It matters what I know, and what I know is going to produce results. As long as I stay consistent and I continue swinging that hammer, the whole wall is going to crumble.
It does. It works.
Yeah.
So are you using direct mail at all in your area in addition to the digital?
I do, and I have, and it's very costly.
Yep.
but I know it's a long-term investment. I know I'm just, forcing the market to take notice of me. But that being said, if you ask me to pick one, I'll say, to hell with the mailers. People go over, they grab their mail, they go straight to the trash can,
Yep.
and they go through their mail over the trash can.
Yep.
So I don't even know if someone saw my mailer, and maybe they did and they chunked it as soon as they saw it, right?
Yep.
Whereas everyone's doing this all day. They're scrolling. And my number one objective is, how do I stop the scroll?
Yes.
How do I stop the scroll? Get them to have a look. Oh, that's cool. Who's this guy? What's he talking about? Look at this. What's he doing? And that's because I entertain people and I educate them. And I like to entertain them while I educate them. Long as I entertain them, they're going to watch my content.
Oh, they are.
I'll stop the scroll. And that's what I'm concerned with. That is my unique value proposition in how I can bring new flavor and energy and creativity to your listing.
You know what? One thing I think is really cool, especially about video, and I'm sure you get it too, is kids, because they're on social media too. Yeah. They'll tell their parents, like I have some people that I know, and they're like, their kids are like, oh, that's that video lady. We see her on social media. They don't know my name. I'm just the video lady, And
that's great.
they're going to their parents, and then their parents are like, oh, it sticks. Because it's not just me in their face. It's their kid being like, oh yeah, I saw her. I saw him.
Absolutely.
It's that redundant thing. It's that omnipresent thing. And you have to do it every single day. It's like you can't ever stop. Y'all, and listen to this. So not only so if you're paying attention, 10 years in the business, again, look him up on social media. 200,000 followers on Instagram is insane. 20,000 on TikTok. He is on every social media platform out there, but it's also landed him on his next. I think it's probably your biggest thing up and coming. If I'm correct, the GC thing, is that your biggest thing yet?
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be great. So I was on the cast of Real Estate King, Grant Cardone's new reality show, the Houston edition. We don't know when it's going to air yet. He's pitching it to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. I'm sure someone's going to jump all over it. He's with his following and his presence, and New York best-selling author 7 or 8 times. So yeah, I can't wait. But it was great. I was able to get on the show, and it was incredible. It's like a mix of The Apprentice, but with real estate. And it was fun. It was exciting. It was nerve-wracking. And I look up to Grant so much. I've learned so much from him over the years. So I was just honored to be a part of it.
But check it out. There's no way. Well, because first of all, if you guys don't know who Grant Cardone is, y'all should. I've also been following him for years. I go to his 10X events. He's a beast. His wife is. They're amazing. If you don't want your family to be like them, then you need to look at family. I don't know, because I think they have a super cool family. They do everything together. They're building an empire. And so I too am like inspired by him, and he's in your face like nonstop. So Morad, you have to be doing something right on social, or you wouldn't have caught his eye and you wouldn't have been selected for the show. That speaks volume.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I go to a ton of the 10X events. My wife and I have been every single year since 2019.
Yep.
And I want to get known also by people who might be able to lift me up.
Yeah. And
give me a hand up through their massive followings. So I'm always introducing myself to Grant. I'm always at his events. I joined his real estate club because I wanted to get closer, get more access. And as soon as the first chance came, I was like, dude, I got to get on this show.
For sure.
And
just think when it airs, like, what is that going to do for you? It's going to elevate you naturally. How would it not? Period.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just got to get known, and that's a huge platform. A great way to get known is getting known through other people.
Yes.
Who have bigger followings than I do.
Get on other people's stages.
Yes.
Exactly what they tell you. Get on other people's stages.
OPS.
Yes.
Other people's stages.
Yes. You know it. They say it. Morad, as we come close to our close of the show, as we're moving into 2023, we're wrapping up this year. Are you going to do things differently in your business in the coming year? Like what? Because of course the market has shifted and we're in a different market than we were
Definitely.
8 months ago. And so for real estate agents that are paying attention to the show and what can they do to grow their business, what can you tell them to grow in this next year as we move forward? And what are you going to do differently, if anything?
One big thing. So me differently, what am I going to do is definitely lean into social media. I know that I'm able to reach a ton more people than I could on my own. So I'm going to lean in heavy on that. I'm going to double down. I'm going to flood the airwaves. I want everyone opening their Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and see my face all over their feed. I'm going to flood the market and dominate.
I love that.
That is it. When the market is contracting, that's when it's time for me to expand.
Totally.
So Grant Cardone has taught me that when people contract, that's time when you lean in and take market share. And I know you're going to be doing the same.
Oh, hell yeah. There's no other way.
Have me on your show and let me talk to your audience. I really appreciate it.
So what would you tell agents moving forward they need to be focusing on in 2023?
Get out there. Stop being a secret agent. The only secret agents that make money are in the CIA. Okay? So if you're not in the CIA, stop being a secret agent. Go get out there, get known, build a brand, get on social media, get on video. What are you waiting for?
I love that. Morad, for people that want to locate you and learn more how to do this, where can they find you? Where are some places they can look you up at?
I would love, I'm so glad you asked. Thank you so much. I would love to connect with you on your favorite platform. Whatever is your favorite platform, connect with me there because I'm there. Whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm also on Pinterest. Let's connect on your favorite platform, whatever it may be. I would love to continue the conversation. Thank you for letting me talk to your audience. And I'm also on the premier website for luxury homes in Houston, Texas, HoustonLuxuryRealEstate.com or MoradFiki.com. Any which way, I'm happy to be of service. I would love to keep the conversation going, and let's connect on social media. I love it.
Yeah. You guys, he is awesome. He's killing it. 10 years in the business, and it just continues to get better. He's all over social media. I hope you guys have learned a lot from him. And then again, go like and subscribe to all of his stuff because you're going to learn even more and engage. Get to know him.
Thank you so much, Trisha. I love you.
Thank you for being here, Morad. Have an awesome day, you guys.
You too. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.